talk a little bit more in depth about monetize your mindset.
Yeah. So for me, it is whatever crosses your path, good, bad, or ugly, you should always ask the question, can I monetize it? Doesn't mean you monetize everything, but you should always ask the question. And let's just take my leg, for example. I found out in October of 2023 that I was going to have my lower left leg amputated. When I found that out, after the shock and awe was over, my thought process was kind of like this. Okay, I don't like this, but it's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. If it's going to happen, how can I monetize it? And I put that in my head. And then it was March 25th, 2024, when the amputation surgery happened. 6 months post-op, I contracted with my prosthetist to talk to people and help them go through what they're going to have to go through, because not only financially, that messes with your head when you're going to get your leg cut off.
Yeah.
And think about it from my point. I walked through the hospital doors that morning to get my leg cut off.
Right.
And I didn't know if I thought, man, someone's going to have to knock me in the head with a hammer and drag me in there because I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah, sure.
But I went through it and I expected the best. The best has happened. Things are going great. And I contracted with my prosthetist to help other people go through it. And the conversation went kind of like this. Scott, you know I interviewed 3 other prosthetists before I decided on you. One of them had a guy that I could talk to and ask my questions. How bad is it going to hurt? How long is the recovery? What about phantom pain? Scott, you don't have a guy. I'm your guy. And we negotiated. We came to a price. I'm on retainer at a certain price a month. And he gives me the numbers and feeds who I need to talk to.
Well, and what's cool about that, Bart, is because you're thinking of ways to monetize this thing that happened to you. And the best way to monetize things oftentimes is by doing something that actually also helps other people, right? So
Yes.
Even if you go back to your DJ days as a teenager, you were providing a useful service, right? That's the high school football game or whatever, and people want to go do something afterwards and have fun, and then you gave them a place to go do that. In this case, you're providing a very valuable service in terms of the amputee scenario, because it's got to be very overwhelming and stressful, and I'm sure thousands of questions going through your head. And so having someone to be able to talk to is very beneficial for people that are in a difficult, stressful situation. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And my prosthetist, he told me now you're gonna want to go through grief counseling. And I'm like, what? You need to say goodbye to your leg. It's just, I have even the big tough guys, not saying that I wasn't a tough guy because I think I am, but he says even the big tough guys that are doing the tough mutters and stuff like that after their amputation, he says they wish they would have seen a grief counselor. I just happen to have a grief counselor that is a friend. Her name's Nina, and she is not a grief counselor because she wanted to be a grief counselor. She's a grief counselor because her son died in his teenage years, and she had to go through this process, and she wanted to help other people do it. Now she gets compensated for helping people go through the grieving process properly. And so I say when life hands you lemons, they say make lemonade. I say, well, if you're making lemonade, you might as well build a lemonade stand and sell the stuff.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of my process, but it doesn't have to be bad things all the time. I say ask, what do you like to do? What do you need to do? What are you already doing? Can you monetize 1, 2, or even 3 of those things? So I tell people to make a list. Make 3 lists and go through each of those items. When you're making this list, don't think, oh, I can't monetize that. Put them on the list, refine the list later. And so we've gone, what do you like to do with music? What do you need to do with my leg and with Nina Lee? What about the stuff that you're already doing? I got in an Uber, it's probably been 3 or 4 years now. My driver was Megan. I said, Megan, how's Uber treating you today? And she says, oh, I just do this part-time, driving to and from work. She was a nurse at University of Utah Hospital. She lived about an hour away. She would pick someone up on our way to work, pick
Oh.
someone up on our way home from work. It did two things for her. It made her an extra $60, $70 a day,
Mm-hmm.
but it also, in traffic, she was able to use the HOV lane and get home quicker.
Sure.
And so this is something that she was already doing every day that
Right.
she turned into a stream of income.
Right. Right.
I was just like, Megan, you're brilliant. Can I use your story and the stuff I talk about? And she's like, yeah, sure, go ahead.